Satnam Vaheguru. 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 Satnam.
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang on this very auspicious day today. Sadhguru Shri Mujit Ji ki Jai. Happy birthday to all of us. To beloved Guruji, thank you all for all your blessings, all your grace. So much love, so much love. We're all forever at your feet. Okay, we'll start by singing a small song to Guruji. Give it to me.
Guru Mat Pita Guru Bandhu Sakha Guru Mat Pita Guru Bandhu Sakha Tere charanon mein कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में कोटि प्रणाम प्रियतम तुम्हीं प्राणनाथ तुम्हीं प्रियतम तुम्हीं हृदयनाथ तुम्हीं तेरे चरणों में कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में कोटि प्रणाम तुम ही शक्ति हो, तुम ही मुक्ति हो, मेरे शुभ शिवा। तुम ही मुक्ति हो, मेरे शुभ शिवा। गुरु मात पिता, गुरु बंधु सखा, मेरे चरणों में कोटि प्रणाम। तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही आराधना, मेरे शुभ शिवा। तुम ही आराधना, मेरे शुभ शिवा। गुरु मात पिता, गुरु बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में कोटि प्रणाम। तुम ही प्रेम हो, तुम ही करुणा हो, तुम ही प्रेम हो, तुम ही करुणा हो, तुम ही प्रेम हो, तुम ही करुणा हो, तुम ही मोक्ष हो, मेरे शुभ शिवा। तुम ही मोक्ष हो, मेरे शुभ शिवा। गुरु मात पिता,
गुरु बंधु सखा, तेरे
चरणों में
कोटि प्रणाम। तेरे चरणों में कोटि प्रणाम। सतगुरु श्री मुझ जी की जय। Starting to get teary-eyed here already. Today, no? Today they'll play for him. Yes.
probably early morning.
It's too early.
7.
Thank you so much, beloved Father, for carrying me in your arms and never putting me down. It's all you, all your grace. All that is moving from here, sharing from here. It's all just you. Always, always at your lotus feet. So much love, kisses, and pranams to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is the broadcasting okay? Because everything seems frozen in mine.
Yeah. You're not getting the messages?
Yeah, it's also messages. Let's. Seems okay. All of you are here? Yes, it's moving. Okay. It's a good thing I don't have to speak much today. In case all of you forgot, today is my TGIF Satsang.
Oh, wow.
You want to pass today?
I feel like I'm not even like Thank God it's Friday. So everybody shares.
So we have TGIF for me, maybe. So it's Satsang with the Sangha. What I found a bit tiring for me last time was that trying to refer to memory for some questions or something like this.
We could just do like everybody sharing.
Everybody can just share spontaneously.
Yeah.
No, that's an excuse to get out. It was very beautiful. For those of you that missed it last time, the whole feeling was that sometimes you get this seeker identity, you see, the questioner identity. But it is completely possible for all the beings that are here, for the Sadguru to flow through, to be a transparent filter to your intuitive presence. Today, shall we start with the hangout? Last time we started like this. So how do we do this now? Should we ask questions to each other, or should they just come and speak spontaneously?
If they feel to speak spontaneously, otherwise
We can ask a question. Okay. Says I'm not very well at the moment, have no voice to speak. Okay to stay here. Is it okay to stay here? Should I go? Of course you can stay, my dear. Never so rigid. Okay, where do we start? I see Baswant first. So Baswant can come up.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, my dear. Is there a light switch in front of you as well? A light bulb in front of you so we can see better? Or?
Yeah, I'll see. I'll try. It's
Yes.
a bad one. This is the best I can do. Nothing to ask, Father. Nothing to say. No. No confirmation pending, no approvals pending. It's all good. The workflow is fantastic.
What we're doing today is that all of us in the Sangha will share from their own presence. So you can take a few moments if you like and see what words arise spontaneously for you to share. Otherwise, we will ask you some questions pretending to be seekers, and then you can give us some answers.
Sure, Father. I don't know how much I'll be able to answer the questions, but it is very clear that I pretended to exist so far. I'm not even here. There is this strong presence of love and gratitude. So much love that I just sit here and cry for hours. But but then there is no wanting here, which is beautiful, Father. This is this is so beautiful, and thank you so much for everything, Father. I would have been something else without you. A radical, probably. Thank you, Father. This is all I can say.
Yes, you're welcome.
So, if I have to share something, Father, from my experience, I think the roadblock was this expectation of some acknowledgement, some confirmation, some event to happen,
Yes.
effect to happen. Even that, even that is again a mind's demand. Like, how these bad people demand for ransom to let go. So that was seen. So I think, he's in the corner now. No demands. Thank you, Father. I love you so much. So
Love you,
much love for you.
love you too, so very much, always. Love you. Thank you. And for all of you, if you have some questions, you can post them in the YouTube chat. You can just post them without worrying about who the question is going to, and then we'll see what comes up and how it flows. But very beautifully, Baswant has started us off today. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's go to Shiv. He's just waiting to talk.
Hello, Father.
Hello, my love.
Um, not the best of feelings here right now. So, as long as I don't buy any story or the thoughts, I'm just experiencing these feelings. So no, I can't say right now there's a lot of gratitude or love or all those things. I'm just experiencing some, if I have to label it, some darker kind of feelings right now.
Some what kind?
Not darker, some darker feelings. Not a lot, not overwhelming, but which has a victim kind of flavor. So yeah, that's what's here.
And you say that as long as I'm not buying the story or interpretation, then where is the feeling arising and what is happening to you? Can we look at that together?
I don't know where it is arising, but feel like within the body, and
And where are you watching the feeling from? Is it from within the feeling itself?
No, the feeling is within me, within whatever I am. The feeling is within me.
And it is seen from where?
I don't know from where, but I see it, but I don't know from where.
So, in the not knowing from where, and yet there is a seeing of it, isn't it?
Yes.
Seeing of it, is that more intimate to you, if you can use some language? Is the seeing of it more intimate to you, or is the feeling itself more closer?
Seeing is more intimate. The seeing is what I am really. Yeah, but the story has been going on for some time, and things have. There's a habit, whatever. I mean, I don't know the exact reasons, but things have been here, and so that's the experience right now. But there is, again, as long as there's no buying of the story, it's just another feeling.
Very beautifully, you say that the seeing is what I am. And this is the important thing to check. So once we see that the seeing is what I am, then the sense that something can happen to the seeing is ludicrous, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
You can keep checking like this and say, yes, feeling is arising, but already it is seen that the seeing of it is what I am, more intimate, actually, what I is itself.
yeah.
And in this appearance of this feeling, as uncomfortable as it might seem in terms of sensations, is it seen that actually to the seeing nothing is happening?
Uh, the way I see it is, as long as I don't put any words, any labels, any thoughts, any good and bad to it,
Yes,
it's just one more experience happening somewhere,
yes, exactly. Exactly.
somewhere within me. I don't know where, but somewhere within me. I see the moment I go to the labels, the moment I go to language, it becomes heavy. So if I can stay out of words, if I can stay out of language and see it as just another experience without a story, then it's just another experience.
Yes, yes. But also the non-labeling of it or the non-storification of it, you see, must not come from a sense of fear that if I label them, I'm in trouble, or
Mm,
it's done too much for me. You see? Because it must come from this simple clarity that it's just not about what I really am.
mm,
And even if the labeling were to happen or the identification were to happen, it will never be too heavy for what I really am.
mm.
You see? Not from the sense that, oh, I better not touch it, otherwise I'll get a shock. Like a like an electrical socket which is there. So not
It
from
just
any.
it just feels yucky the moment the story happens or the thoughts happen. It feels yucky. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste nice.
This is right. It does feel yucky to pick up the identity. So what would you, from this current experience that you're having right now, with the integrity of it as you have been sharing, what would you like to share with anyone else who will be watching this video now or later, who is also in the midst of experiencing some feelings which are coming up like this. If you just encapsulate what you've shared so far.
Just check in your experience. The moment you start to believe your thoughts about the experience, especially if the experience is negative, as the whatever we call negative, and the moment you buy thoughts about it, words about it, language about it, it starts to feel heavy. It starts to feel not nice. And if you can stay out of the story, stay out of the identity, why is it happening, and why is it happening to me? If you can just stay out of it, then it immediately becomes lighter and just another experience. You might even find it slightly interesting. Oh wow.
What would you say is the difference between a thought and a feeling?
A thought is more like words, some words appearing, and something appearing as words to you, and trying to trying to give an interpretation to something. Feeling is what you feel. Feeling is what you feel. More it has a more energetic kind of quality to it. And yeah, you feel it more intimately. Thought is like a sentence passing somewhere, and you get to read a sentence somewhere. But a feel, you feel it is more closer to you.
Also, the sense that the feeling seems to usually linger on a little more than a thought. The thought can be
Yeah,
repetitive, but it's always flashing past.
yeah.
The feeling when it comes, I'm sure there are many that just come and flash past as well, but the ones that we're able to report on, they usually linger for some time. So
Mm.
this sensation of that feeling seems to linger for a little longer. Emotion, feelings and emotion. Thank you, my dear. Beautiful sharing. Thank you so much. This is
Thank
it.
you, Father.
This with this integrity, you don't have to say everything is goody goody all the time. Just with this integrity, from the direct seeing whatever is appearing, we can report from there, and we will all see that actually the awareness of it remains untouched through all of this. Very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Father.
Thank you. No questions? Okay. Prachi, I see next. Prachi, you want to come up, my dear? Mhm. Yes, no, maybe, maybe later, something. Okay, she's quiet at the moment. We'll come back to her. Shakti is here. Very good, very good.
Namaste, Father.
Oh, namaste, my dear. Very happy to hear if something is coming up for you. Very happy to hear your words.
Right now, and always, whatever could come up wouldn't be me.
I said I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
See, we can have the sense that there are many deep-rooted beliefs, many deep-rooted ideas that I can have about myself. And these, I see already that they cause suffering. So, what can one do with these? How does one deal with this?
Well, there are a few ways, and one might just look inward to discern what is the most true or auspicious way to look at that. And one might be to just surrender it. Whatever these deep-rooted ideas or beliefs, they never belonged to us. They were just a notion. Before we had language, they were just vibration, and they would move through the system, and they couldn't really get lodged anyplace. And then when the consciousness became sophisticated enough to begin to say this or that, it's as though that energy system formed itself into an object that could be almost held or kept. So one could surrender that if they have the capacity to do that, if that appeals to them. One might also inquire, for who does it rise? For who does this belief come? What identity is here to take or to receive that? And then in the space between the looking and the answer to that question, that space in some way is like the answer to the question. When it's seen that the for who does this rise actually belongs to the identity, and the identity is viewable, then both the fixation that is arising and the identity for who it is arising are both seen as phenomenal. So then we can ask the one that is viewing all of this, does that one have any condition or belief itself? Does that one have any shape, preference of any kind? And if the answer to that is no, then there's really nothing left but to just remain. And what it means to remain is to just not divide oneself. Just staying in that shapelessness. It's not a place. We can't say stay in that shapeless place. We just remain as we are, which is surrender and devotion.
Very, very beautiful. Never actually heard it being expressed in this way, but it's so beautiful. It's
Mhm.
amazing.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much, my dear. Actually, there's another question which has come, so I'll ask you, which is Nitya says, when the body is sick, it is a strong distraction. How can I not be this? How can I be not this? How to observe this? So she said, when the body is sick and it is a strong distraction, how can I not be this? And how to observe this?
Well, in some way, we are that. In some way, we are that consciousness expressing as pain in the body. But it's not the totality of what we are. And as we sort of pull back, almost as though consciousness is seeing us like a periscope, and maybe the furthest out it goes is the belief, I am person, bound by a body and mind. And then perhaps in the center of the periscope is this just consciousness, play of existence. And in the very beginning point of the periscope is this ultimate seeing that's empty, preference and judgment, desire, form and shape. And so we might look at this periscope as a sort of reference to where the energy is or attention is going. We could certainly say that attention is going to the pain of the body. And that's not a lie, it's just not the whole seeing. So then if we pull back to the center of the periscope, we might say that in all of consciousness, all of these things are appearing. The pain in the body, the play of whatever else is happening, sort of the space in which it's all happening. But is that consciousness in any way less conscious by what's happening in the body? Is it less space because of what's happening in the form, in the shapes? And then even further inward, at the beginning of the periscope, which is just the pure seeing, is the pure seeing in any way altered or less aware by what is either happening in the field of the play of consciousness or in the field of the body-mind identity. So we don't need to deny that the body-mind is experiencing what it's experiencing, but perhaps we just move attention just to see, even if for just a moment at a time, just to see, am I less aware? Is awareness altered in any way by what is happening in the system of the body-mind? And in this, there's great freedom because the body-mind can have whatever experience is sort of deemed necessary in that moment. There's no need for alteration. There's no need for suppression. In some ways, this is also an act of love to just give the body-mind space to feel and to experience whatever it is that in that moment is being somehow asked for by life.
So beautiful. I'm feeling like a proud parent. But actually, I'm also feeling that why do I need to speak at all now? So beautifully seen and very well articulated also. Such a beautiful expression of the Sadguru. So happy. So everybody is.
Shakti, so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Sangha. Thank you.
So full living.
You want to go next? Do you want to go? Yes. Yes. One sec, I'll put you on the cameras. Can you take the computer closer to me? Sure. Yes.
So there has been a feeling for the last few weeks or a few amount of time about a few things actually. One of the thing has been some sort of a feeling of a spiritual baggage in some sense, and I have been observing this a bit. So I have grew up and studied in some sort of a spiritual institution. It was very nice, very beautiful experience, and I have had, I would say, the privilege and grace to experience similar environment, similar this thing, without actually knowing what I'm going through, and that has been beautiful, and that has been guiding me for so long, has still been guiding me because of that early exposure, and I feel really, really blessed about that. But at the same time, I'm seeing a few baggages that has probably accumulated as part of that, and just wanted to kind of bring it out in some sense. And the another thing that I have been noticing, and I have tried to, I have had some discussions with Rashmi as well on this front. That is very helpful. There is this feeling that the I am is as true as the experience that is going on. And maybe this is duality, maybe this is not. I don't know, but it just feels that both are as real, and saying one is more real than other is actually kind of making it it is not correct, or it has a feeling, and well, probably that's.
You want to answer? So he's visible. Maybe you can introduce yourself to the rest of the Sangha.
Hi, I'm Shyam.
You can repeat the question.
Yeah,
The first one about spiritual baggage.
Yes, maybe you can paraphrase.
The sense that, so he went to a beautiful school which is run by one of these centers, like Ramakrishna, these kind of centers. And although he feels that it's very helpful, and still there's some guidance he feels from that. But do you feel that there's some sort of a spiritual baggage which can come from these things as well?
I think it just comes down to during the course of time, did I build any identity associated with the long association during that time? And then if there is that identity, what are the underlying expectations or beliefs on myself and others? That color, when you go back and check yourself, the colorless being versus that, what is the relation to that? And in some sense, just accept and see, let it be there. I think just the seeing of it continuously from that space and giving that space, let it dissolve rather than just not liking it, or like or dislike again is a position taken, not from the original position. So just looking at it and saying, yeah, this was the history, this is the identity, clearly nailing down what is the flavor of that identity, and then just let the feelings course through yourself. That's the only thing. Just being forgiving with yourself. That's the situation I was put in. That's the thing. It's likely that I gathered something more than just what was useful in terms of entities, and then just looking at it, all the time whenever it comes up. One thing that I feel may be useful is you're bringing it up because you probably don't like it. Um, just if you go back and again just do the inquiry and see what aspect of it you don't like, it's I think possible to see that that's just a energy feeling that you don't like. It's at that instant itself probably just as possible to evoke a feeling which is the opposite. And what I find useful at that time is to see that which sees is unchanged and is colorless. And you then see that, okay, this is just one form of energy, the opposite also will be another form of energy. And what I am at that instance, whether the good thing happened or the bad thing happened, is the same. I don't know. But I think most useful is just let it be. Just forgive yourself. Be in that state of
No conditioning or no baggage can survive without providing nutrition. And nutrition only comes from the sense of feeding it more belief. So this is very good already. If you spot there could be something, then it comes in your light. So you see that, okay, maybe there's some baggage. So then it will not get any more nutrition, then you don't have to worry. On its own, it withers away if something is there. The second question was also a very beautiful question. He said that the sense that I am seems as real as the sense of existence of any of this phenomenal, isn't it? Phenomenal appearance. So what is it that we stress on the I am so much?
Please, I can just state what I
Yes, of course.
Yeah, what is happening is as real as I am. It is true. I think this analogy has been given a lot of time. It is true that the mirage is real, but the water in the mirage is not real. So when you say that I am is there, it is there. The stuff that is following I am is just things that are fed into the senses. That's all you know. Everything that is fed into the senses and an overlay of beliefs that drive the stories. So that's like the second, tertiary, and subsequent stuff. That's all that is happening at that moment. So, and at that moment, your being is also there. Your being is there, your sensations are there, your interpretation of your sensations are there, and your belief in them drives the reality. So, all of that is real in the instance that it is happening, but the extent to which you think it is, the story is real versus the whole mirage is real, is the only difference I feel. And if you get into the story, then you are the actor taking in the effects of being an actor. Whereas if you go back, then if you know where you are, then you play the actor's role. But I don't know if I can say the whole thing is unreal. It is just it is happening. Your interpretation of it is not real, and your and after some time, your perception of it is also not real because um, it's at some point when you're at the source, the perception is just raw, and when you actually feel the perception, it's just you. It's only when you add the stories and everything else the movie plays. So when you're hearing a sound, if you see what the sound is made up of without anything, it's happening in you and it is you. Same with all of these things. So what happens subsequently is just all the storytelling. And that part is not real, at least as far as my experience goes.
Beautiful saying. Also, one more point I want to add to that is that in the inquiry, the most important is to see that the person is not real. I am is here, the objects are here. Phenomenally, we can say either call it real or unreal, actually it makes no difference. You see, it's an appearance. Whether we label it as real or unreal is okay. But can we find the person? The table is here, body is here, thoughts are here, emotions are here. All these are appearances. And depending on how we experience it, we can say all of this is made up of the I am and is within the I am itself and experienced by the I am itself. You see? So all of it. So we can say I am is the root phenomena. You see? One difference you can say is that without the sense I am, there is no appearance of anything else. So careful. For the phenomenal world to appear, there is a me to which it appears. This sense I am to which it appears. There is never a world without me. You see? So that's why we call it the root phenomenon. And this world changes. You see? It can be the dream world, it can be this world, but the I am is constant. You see? So this one stays except in sleep state, where even this goes. You see? But as long as we find that the one who desires an appearance to be a certain way or is averse to certain experiences, that one has no existence. And the expectations, desires, aversions, likes, dislikes, none of it exists for this being itself. You see? And we see that this voice of the mind, the ego, although is made up of the same stuff, I amness, is not a true representative of I amness. It claims to be. It's like a lawyer that you never hired. and shows up in court for you and is saying, this is what my client wants, this is what my client wants. But when you check with the client, the I amness doesn't want anything. See? So far we've been believing this mind that it truly represents God or consciousness or I am, whatever we want to call it. But when we look through it, that it is not. See? So the entire universe, phenomenal manifestation, is made up of this I amness. Therefore, you can say like that. It's fine, as real as the manifestation. That is fine. But important to see that the one that we have believed ourselves doesn't even appear phenomenally in this manifestation.
Uh, Let me see. One more thing that helped me in terms of the realness of what is happening was seeing the I am and we're used to going in and just going out. Take one sense, just pay attention only to that sense, and then you see what that sense is made of. But only beingness, stay, establish yourself, and then you see that this is made of you. And then you add one at a time, and then you see.
Very beautiful tip.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So then the reality of it was clarified, of what it is.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, not me, no? You ask a question and someone will answer. And you hear it as if you're hearing me.
I am is constant. I am is constant only when seeing is not proper, isn't it? In real seeing, there is no I am. I am is collapsing in seeing. So, I am is necessary for phenomenality to exist. So, I am collapses the moment you shift to awareness. There is no I am. Is there an I am in that in awareness? It coalesces, it's seamless, because there's only one substance. There's no two. When I am is there, there is duality. If there is no I am, there is no duality. I am is necessary, is a necessary neural function. It is a chemical neurotransmission which is happening in the brain for I am to exist. Otherwise, there is no I am. So, how do you say I am is constant? I am is not constant. Only awareness is constant. Because whatever is seen is not you. So, from that basis, that is not the truth. I am is not never the truth. Because that is seen. It is a phenomena. So, it is not truth. And based on the constant, it is not a constant. How can you say it's a constant? Awareness is the only constant. It is the only substance in existence. It is only awareness.
Another one. So his point is that very often it is said that God is a constant, or I amness is the constant, consciousness is the ever present. But can we truly even say that? And also he had some points about I am being a function of the brain. We'll look at that also. First we can.
I am is a function of the brain that I cannot really say. I'm not sure about that. Like, the brain comes after the I am. Like, so it feels like when I wake up, there is the presence and then there is the seeming world or whatever is appearing. So the brain comes in the appearance of the I am. So I'm not sure how brain can actually, this is what I see, like the brain creating the I am doesn't make sense to me. Like the brain is in the body and the body is in me. or is a projection of me actually. Then, yeah, but like when he's
The
saying,
one also to add to what Radha is saying, which brain, this body's brain or that dream body's brain or the multiple bodies that we experience, which brain would I am be a function of? It's also very popular to say like this, that first the brain comes and then everything else comes. So, but if you just visualize it like that, you say, where is the brain? In limbo first there's a brain, and then from that brain it comes. Yeah? With me or no? So this sense that I am is a biological or neurological or biophysical, biochemical reaction or something like this, you must contemplate now. And you'll see that it's at the root of all appearances, including the dream appearance. That dream body also seems as real. So the dream character would be saying that this I am as a result of my brain. So is it that brain or this brain? And you find that it's none of those, because all is a part of this appearance which is coming, which is based on the fact the sense of I amness is present, without which not a single phenomenal experience or phenomenal appearance is there. So if we stay with our direct experience, then we see that this is true. First there's a sense I am, then there's a body. The bodies could be different. Sometimes you don't remember which body is here when suddenly there's just the sense of I am is there, and you have to open your eyes and see which body, which stories am I in. You can see if you don't buy it.
So if we don't buy that, it is not local. There is no locality because it's non-local. Seeing is non-local.
Wait. First, we are just capturing the sense of being. We'll come to seeing. Like your main question was about seeing. I just wanted to add to what Radha was saying about the brain. Just about the brain being the source of the I am. You can repeat the second part of your question for her?
the awareness and the I am.
What is it?
So there is only awareness, and is there really
Awareness is the constant, yes.
Awareness is a constant. I am is
the constant as long as there is a sense of phenomenal experiencing, but not otherwise. That's why we say sleep state, not even the sense I am is there.
they're the same thing? Like in my So I'm just going to speak out of my experience. And so I sometimes feel like there's just an I am. This is not my daily experience, but I've seen a lot of it. It's all just made of light. Like it feels solid. Like I look at my children and I feel like it feels like that dream thing, like just a caricature of something. It's speaking, but there is nobody there speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that about you.
The husband identity is being triggered here.
Even when he was speaking, like there was this sense that where is he's not there, like he's here.
Entity.
And but when I'm in my mind, then there is a sense that there is somebody here and then there is somebody there, right? But this is all my projection. At the same time, I'm aware of it. So I really don't know how awareness and I amness has it. I still cannot see a difference. Like sometimes when the attention is just on the awareness, there doesn't seem to be any I am here. There is no difference. Like, but then sometimes the sense of the presence is strong, but at the same time, like Father says, one end of the attention is on awareness because I am aware of the presence at that moment, whether the attention is there or not. But there is like a phenomenal tinge to I am that awareness doesn't have. So I don't know the difference actually. I can't answer that. I can't. even logically speaking, like everything is presence. But presence comes from this nothingness that I am.
When your attention is on your awareness, the rest does it feel unreal?
So his question is, when attention is just on awareness itself, does the rest feel unreal? Actually, when something exists only when our attention is on it. Okay? So the fan on the other side of the room does not exist for me right now because there is only the attention on this one. So not even the question of reality or unreality, it's just that it doesn't exist. Only that which has our attention has an existence. That is why a beautiful contemplation is whether actually our attention is moving. Whether attention is moving or attention is steady but the image is moving. Okay. And as you look more and more, you'll see that the movie is changing. But is it true that attention is moving? No, it can only seem like that because head seems to be moving, eyes seem to be moving. It could also very well be that there is nothing outside of what is in our attention and just the imagery is changing.
Sometimes
And that's why it's good to look at the dream analogy. And some get very irritated when I use the dream analogy. But it's very useful because I ask the question, the dream you are experiencing, is there something outside of that also? Is the rest of the world there or is it only what you are experiencing there?
Just
What you are experiencing. So we admit that so easily about the dream state where everything is just like this, but we are afraid to look at it in this seeming waking state. It almost seems like it's crazy to even ask such a question. So in a dream we are admitting that only where my attention is, that exists. But we are not willing to admit that about the waking state usually.
There's one more beautiful verse in the dream. Be ready to admit in the dream before we pay attention in the dream to something that did not exist.
Yes.
It's only when we see it, okay, then it is there. Like, next time we see it, it is there. But when we are awake, uh, there is an inbuilt assumption that it was there before and after. Whereas in the dream, it's appearing only as you're seeing it. Whereas when you're awake, that we assume it was there.
It was
there
must
after.
be there.
I am paying attention. It's not like it's coming up.
Yes.
So that assumption could be from memory, right? Like, but even in dream, you could have memory.
Within the dream, after waking up, you can admit that about the dream.
Yes.
So, but within the dream, it seems as
real
real.
After waking up, you know that it just was coming only after you pay attention. Every time you pay attention.
Yeah. Like in the dream, we're having this satsang, and some new one comes into the room. So, did that one exist before he walked into the room also? Here we will say yes. But there, after waking up, we'll say no. Because there was no experiencing of that. And this is my dream. You see, so it is only for me. It is just like this. It can seem too radical, too strong for the mind. Yes, that's it.
I just feel like sharing. Like sometimes it just feels like those movie carnivals that they show. It just suddenly feels like everything is just a carnival. Like if I'm in a bazaar, it just feels like a real bazaar. It doesn't feel real at all. Like how do I explain like these melas and fairs?
Yes.
The show just pops up and then it's just gone. Like and just people are walking, but there's nobody walking. It's just like, and I'm watching a movie. But the screen, the projector is just changing slides.
I was asking was completely the opposite of that. Is that everything feels very real?
He was leading to that why do we deny the reality of everything?
I don't know if I can call it real. Because the question is what is real and what is not real. What are we talking? What is realities?
But just to make him feel better about the husband identity, but what she's saying is that it's not that you don't exist. What she's saying is that you are only in her heart. You're a projection of her own presence. She doesn't find any distance between you and her.
Now I can leave for
Now
office very
now you can be peaceful. Whereas this whole day in office would be. She's saying there's no distance between you two.
I would like to say something, and because I'm not clear, that's why I'm saying
Yes,
this.
you must say.
And the brain can process only 2054 something bytes per second, whereas it's 2 billion bytes comes in. So all of that is not safe. So like you need a pinhole in a movie to project, and if there's so much light, then there's no movie at all. So there's no movie when you're on awareness. There's no movie when
attention is only on awareness, then nothing else.
there's no movie here.
That's what is called nirvikalpa samadhi. If attention is only on awareness,
Yeah.
then even the phenomenal sense I am is not perceived.
I am is so everything collapses, and so how do we live that truth? Because now I am is there.
How do you leave that truth?
How do I leave the truth?
Don't worry about how you live that truth. You tell me how you leave that truth. Huh?
Oneness experiences has not become in this being.
You said that awareness is the root of everything, and when attention remains on awareness, then everything else doesn't seem to be existent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you say that, how do I stay as this awareness or live this truth of this awareness? I am asking, how do you leave the awareness?
I know I'm aware, I'm all the time
That's
aware, but attention is moving,
That's okay.
and conditioning is there, but I know it'll draw with your grace, Guru's grace, and everything. But when beautiful things like what Radha says, see, when I can see space, everything is space, and every body is emptiness and space. There's nothing else but space. But I can't feel it. I can. It's not my experience. I can't feel that. I can't feel that. So I don't know. I think that's a limitation. Like that. So mostly everything is conceptual, and I marinate. I marinate in awareness, and in satsang, in your presence, but it's not all the time there.
So we'll just take this question, I'll answer it, because I feel there's some power in it. So go back, say here, irritating sound. Okay, I wanted to just look at this question and then we come back to the Sangha sharing. He says, it is not my experience that everything is this oneness experience within the I am. I don't see this. And when others reporting it like that, you feel that it's a limitation. But actually, I want to tell you is that just for a minute, keep the idea aside that it's not my experience. Become neutral to it. And tell me where you are experiencing this world. Can you experience anything outside you? Don't rely on any thought. From your direct seeing right now, where are you hearing these words?
Words, yeah.
Don't even know, just check. Where are you hearing these words? Inside you or no?
All inside.
Inside. Where are you watching this world from? Where is the world experience, inside you or outside you?
It is inside.
Inside. So this is exactly what we're saying. It's not more difficult or complicated than that. Everything is experienced within the me, within the space of being. It is already the case. It's just the mind is not willing to confirm it. Tell me something that is experienced outside you. Does it exist?
Can't be, because without me, I can't see anything.
Exactly. That's only what you're saying. I see no limitation. Unless you believe that thought that I don't see it the same way. Because everyone is only seeing it this way. They might not be saying it that way, but they're only seeing it this way. Mhm. So everything is always experienced within the same being. It is not outside. We cannot say anything is outside of this.
But for rather, it's a tangible experience.
As tangible as it is for you. As tangible, because the tangibility of it does not change. It's only the interpretation of it that changes. You see, we are so used to measuring this phenomenal world with the sense of distance that actually we don't realize that all of it is experienced right here. There is no such thing as distance. There is no such thing as time and space. It is just ways for me to experience this screen, which is right here. Suppose I tell you that I have given you some new lenses. Okay, you put these lenses on like this, and you'll see this whole new world. It'll seem like there are people and things like that. Now, how much distance is there between that and you? You see what I'm saying? So because the sense of three dimension is there in that space, it can seem like, oh, there is distance. We have some time. Could we come? 1 o'clock? So this, so I give you these lenses, superb lenses, and you're seeing a different environment, and it seems like distance is there. Where is being experienced? So everyone is having the same experience. It's only that the interpretation of it is changing, and we're just checking more and more and seeing where the experience is actually happening. And like I've said very often, this that don't force these insights and don't let them be any benchmark also. The only thing important to understand is that there is no person. The rest of it is completely fine. It can happen on its own. That is clear, no? That there is no person. No trouble.
Everything is flowing, everything is happening.
Exactly.
So it's beautiful. All the time, when it comes into say some story.
Okay. Where are we?
There's some who are waiting to share.
Yes. Okay. Stacy was here. Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah.
Namaste. So I'm just supposed to tell you where I'm at right now.
Yes. Whatever is arising for you spontaneously, you can share with the Sangha.
Well, I don't know. It changes from moment to moment. It's constantly changing. But today, what I experienced the most is that the really deep triggers that I was having issues with the most have lessened quite a bit. And I've been able to just follow your pointings quicker. And it's getting easier to not let it take me over, if that makes sense. And yeah, a lot easier, a lot less resistance to life. Yeah.
And suppose you wanted to do the opposite. Suppose you wanted to create some resistance to life. What would you have to do that?
Oh, just pretend to be a person.
And how does one pretend?
Well, for me, I forget. I have a tendency to forget that I'm pretending. I have to remind myself.
Yes. That's why it's such a strong power. No? The power of belief belongs to God Himself or herself. So this power of belief, power of pretense can seem so strong. And it would be powerless if this forgetting would not happen. That's why it's strong. So this identity, when it is picked up, it relies on thoughts to nourish itself. Without thoughts, no identity can have any power. So as we pick up belief in these thoughts, then the truth seems to be pushed into the background and the pretend identity seems to be playing out. And I keep saying it's pretend identity because it never really comes into existence. The person never really comes into existence, but the pretense can be strong, dependent on our belief.
Yeah. I find that to be very true because there's not a lot of thought that even comes now, except when there's a trigger, and it seems like I can catch it right away and realize that they're not those, that whatever's speaking isn't me. It doesn't even exist. And the other thing is that I'm finally starting to see that the people, other beings that are within the appearance are also not, there's no person there either. And so what they're saying now is not having as much effect either. Yeah. Yeah. That's been the most beautiful thing recently. Yeah. So I have to thank you very much. I'm very grateful to you and to the Sangha. And I feel guilty because the Sangha gets so much more of my love than the people in the appearance. I think it's because there's so much understanding here and not anywhere else, because you can't talk about this to anybody else. But anyway, now I'm just going to ramble. So
Good, it's good. Love actually is just a flow that happens on its own, and it's in service to your being. So don't feel guilty, because guilt implies that I am doing this. I am loving the Sangha more than I'm loving my others.
that's true.
But this is not true. There is no I which is doing it like this. It is just a flow that's happening on its own.
See, that little person sneaks in there.
Like that, yes.
Yeah, it hides like that. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll make space for someone else now. Okay.
Yes, you have a question? Okay, Steve. So Stevie is here, and Stevie will answer this question. You can see? Okay. On that computer, you can see the questioner is there. Yeah. Unmute, my dear.
In duality, when I pray, there is should be duality, and I feel that I am small, and the person whom I am praying to is great.
I'll repeat that. So if I've understood the question correctly, what she's asking is that when I pray, there's a sense of duality, and I feel like I am something small, and I'm praying to a greater power. Is this all right?
What I can say from my experience is I felt the same way. It was almost like a hesitation when I would pray. It would like who am I to be praying to something greater? But then a settling down started happening to where even though it looks like there's a me praying to something, I know that's all a facade. And in that knowing, just this I just felt this love, like there was more. It's almost like the false one was trying to sabotage the prayer by saying, well, who are you to be praying? And I know that to be a facade, and there's a great release in that, just knowing you can pray fully, and it doesn't matter if it seems like there's a me praying. It's not like that.
Oh, beautiful, my dear. It's the first time I'm hearing his voice, and so beautiful. So, so just to add a little bit to what Stevie said, see, usually prayer happens. It's a very beautiful expression in this realm also to say that, oh Father, or oh God, Guru, please, everything is surrendered at your feet. We can start with this sense of duality, but as we deepen in our prayer, as this devotion is felt more and more, then the sense of there being a separate experiencer also starts to dissolve. So then it goes to you are doing everything and everything is experience, all these experiences are also yours. I don't find this me. And then you will see that without reading any Advaita, without any Advaita concepts, or even without inquiry actually, you come to this point of realizing that all there is Guru, or all there is God. And this idea that there was a separate me itself will dissolve in the prayer. There's nothing wrong with the prayer, as long as it just doesn't remain like a business transaction. You see, for most of the world, actually, it's a business transaction where you're saying, I'm praying to you, see, I've come and I'm falling at your feet. Please, now your job is to take care of life. You see? And then all that anger can also come. See, I prayed to you, but my life is worse than when I started praying. So then you're not helping me. So there's a sense of this separation gets more and more and more, then we must see that it's not true prayer, it's more like we want to make a deal with God, cut a deal with that which we are praying to. So Stevie can share some more if something is coming up for you. It doesn't have to be about this topic, just anything that's coming.
The only thing that's really coming is when I first presented myself in front of Mujiji, it really felt like I was playing it safe, and I just wanted to bring that up and be vulnerable and just expose that feeling of, or that the one who's trying to play it safe. Is that, yeah, that's that was very big is that one that felt like it stepped up on the stage and said things that I was almost already clear of, but it was there was a fear of being vulnerable.
This beautiful point also, very beautiful point, because there can be the sense that we are hedging our bets somewhere. You see, some part of us, even very subtly, sometimes can say that, no, I just want to make sure that I have a backup option just in case all these guys are wrong. I, it feels like the right and resonates in the heart, but the mind comes and says, no, at least have an insurance policy. Just keep something of me, so that just in case all of this turns out badly, you still have me to count on. So this is that sense which says, I'm going to keep something, I'm going to expose, but I'm not going to be completely bare. I'm not going to go completely without any shield. So a little bit of shielding can still be kept. But it's very good when you spot like this that I was holding on to something. And now I'm open to be completely vulnerable. So that which has no defenses actually cannot be attacked. It's very, very happy to hear you, my dear. I'm very happy to have you here as well.
Thank you.
Okay. I see Vikas has been there from the beginning. You can come, my dear.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, namaste, my dear.
Father, one thing I was sharing with Kapil yesterday while we were having a walk. I don't know whether he'll appreciate it or not, but we were having this that in his body mind he liked to have the experience, and I somehow feels like a lot of experiences keep on happening energetically or otherwise. And I was saying like having experience is just like an appearance, because first your mind would need an experience to validate something, and then it would again require someone to validate your experiences, and then again something to validate whoever has validated your experiences. So it's again the same trap or the same kind of a thing. It doesn't hold any value more than any appearance. So like the appearance comes and goes, feeling comes and goes, these experiences comes and goes. If there is a bad feeling within the body, we say, if we are not aware, we are feeling bad. So there is already a distance that this is a feeling, this is a phase which is going to go away. But more and more, this disidentification with this body and disidentification with these feelings or energy start happening. The interest in all that start losing radically. You don't find it interesting at all, anything for that matter. Like for a moment or momentarily, your attention might go on a certain subject, but then it's a part of life. It's going to flow on itself, and you're aware. With or without the body, you're aware. Without any identity, you're aware. Without any labeling, you're still aware. And this awareness does not have any belonging or preferences or anything good or anything bad to label. So a lot of Pandora about knowledge start arising around this awareness when it's not my awareness or your awareness or our awareness. It just is. It just is. And
Okay. Very good, my dear. Very good. This awareness. The awareness of actually ultimately is irrelevant. Whatever the content might be, whatever the feeling might be, whatever the concept might be, whatever the state of the body might be. For awareness, in the ultimate scheme of things, it doesn't matter. And as we are discovering ourselves to be this primarily attribute-less, quality-less, unlabelable awareness, then naturally we will also find that our belief in the identity that something happened to me or something can happen to me, all the attacking and defense starts to drop off. Anything else is coming up for you? I'll mute my mic then. The others were.
So just like the threat is there, wherein the interest does goes on routine life or on certain things, identity get formed, but very soon the other, I mean, there is a shore wherein there is no end, and it's all meaningless, and even you're not there to know as such. There are blankness and what you call no mind space, or even the mind is there or thoughts are there. There is a complete difference. Yes, no, it's not you. It just cannot be you, because that's there and feels like it was always there. I don't know, and I don't even want to label it as a peace is coming in or joy is coming in, because it's again coming in and it will go out. Something else will come in and it will go out. How does it even matter? So very blessed at being at your feet, and that's the place to be. Thank you so much, Father.
Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Very beautiful sharing. So simple, no? So just I like this style also. Very just simply expressed, very matter of fact. This is how it is. Yeah. This is good. This is good. We lost our moderator for a while, so we're not able to unmute some of the others who joined, but she's trying to come back in. Do you need to make some space for you?
I don't know if I.
Yeah. Now try to connect. There's a space for you.
Very slow.
What's happening?
No, it's just it's slow.
Do you have internet or? Nice.
Shows that I have internet. Oh, it's just it's just slow. It's all going to it.
Okay, so we don't have moderator for now. And that's just what it is right now. So it's okay.
Do you want me to log in as moderator? I can.
You can try it.
Yes, because it's
Okay.
not. It's not. I'm not able to see.
Yeah.
Okay, Amba will try. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
I have a quick card before.
Huh?
I won't be saying for it.
Ah, yes.
But not that hard.
One full trip. Okay. Now Kavita is there. Her mic is already unmuted according to what I see, so she's ready to go. I don't hear her at all. We're having technical challenges now. Can you try to mute and unmute and see what happens? No, just try to reconnect maybe. Maybe you have to just disconnect from the Hangout and come back in. Sometimes it works like that. So while she's trying that, let's go to Jayani.
Namaste, Father.
Okay, my dear. You want to share this spontaneously if something is coming up? Otherwise, we can present some questions to you to answer as well.
Yeah, maybe a question, Father. Usually the spontaneous sharing is
Actually, I don't hear you that well because I hear you. My mic is muted, but then
now? Can you hear me now, Father?
It's all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's not great, but maybe you can say it again.
Well, maybe a question, Father.
You want to ask a question? Okay.
Or somebody can ask a question. I don't know. Somebody can. Oh, I share. I don't know.
You want me to ask a question? Okay, okay.
I don't know if I can answer it, but
I know you can.
I can't.
So, let me ask you a question which very often we get in satsang, which is that I see what you say. When I check every time, I find the truth in what you are saying. But my problem is that I'm very concerned about my life and what will happen to my family and responsibilities. So can you share about how to deal with this?
Your concern for your family and your love for your family. Is it okay? It's just happening. It is just as much a part of this play as anything else. And if that's what is arising, then that's God being concerned for its family. Seeing the truth makes no difference to what is happening in this play. This play continues. And you see the play is all God. It is all God's dance. And then it doesn't really matter because nothing can be lost. Because it's all the same and it's all God. And there can be nothing apart. It's an impossibility. So your concern is God. Your love is God. Your seva is God. Your questions are God. All God's dance.
Okay, so let me persist as the questioner. But what do you mean God? I don't feel it is God. I feel like it's me.
You are a feeling arising in this. This experience that you have of me is this. You could call it God, you call it this, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It has no name. It has no name. So whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. This feeling that you have that this is me, is this playing as that feeling? So if you feel you don't get it or you feel I am this me, that's okay. That's just what's happening. This me that you are taking yourself to be cannot know what God is. It's impossible. It's impossible. It is God playing.
Then you're saying there is no hope for me. As if I can never.
No, there's no hope for you.
She enjoyed that.
No.
She really enjoyed that answer.
There's absolutely no hope for you. You don't even exist.
Oh,
You are
so
just part of
sad. It was almost like she was waiting for that question to come.
Sorry.
You can see the joy on her face. Look at that. It's like she always wanted to tell everyone this. No, you're hopeless, man.
This is the most hopeless case.
No, look at that.
The freedom is in the hopelessness. The freedom is the hopelessness.
Very good. Thank you. I'm really enjoying these Friday things. We should make it. We should make it permanent. Yeah.
Just ask Jenny.
You want to ask Jenny? Yes. Okay. Good.
Oh God.
Just felt like that asking a question. I know what question is gonna come. But, yeah. How can awareness play?
Awareness is never doing anything, but gives birth to all plays, but is not touched by any playing.
So if I want to play, who decides the play?
Did you say, why does the play decide to play?
I as consciousness, I want to play. This is what is arising in me. I want to play. Why? Who's deciding? I want to flirt with a girl. Who's deciding that?
That is honest. And he's got the swagger of this. He was literally come. He's got. Your wife is coming.
That's just how.
The last chance to play. Wife is arriving in a few hours.
The best.
What is the question?
I want to play. Who decides?
Who wants to play?
Who's deciding?
Who wants to play? Who wants to play?
Sorry?
She's saying who wants.
Who wants to play?
Me as consciousness wants to play. I want to play. Just want to play. Who's deciding that? This is how this being is.
Then consciousness wants to play. Who could decide it? That's just how it is. It couldn't be any other way. Unless you try to for it to be another way, then that's what's happening. Then you're going to be trying to do it another way. Who could decide?
My guru is saying, look at me, don't pick up the next thought, look at me, don't pick up the next thought. So how to do it? So, I'm not trying to, I'm just, this is just part of the play. This is also just part of the play. It just arose within me to ask you, not to stump you, please.
No, that's cool. I guess if there's a pull for you not to believe your thoughts, then that's how it's been expressed right now. Ultimately, and I hope I don't, ultimately how it's seen here, you will suffer more if you're going to be believing your thoughts and believing yourself to be a person. But whether you do or you don't, ultimately it makes no difference. If it's playing that you're choosing not to believe your thoughts and not to be and maybe not playing with flirtation and all of that, then that's how it's unfolding. Here I can't see how anything can be different to how it is. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, yeah.
But in truth, it doesn't. In truth, like down, if you get to the core of it, it doesn't matter.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that okay, Father?
Very beautiful, my dear. It's just that 1 o'clock I have to leave, so very happy that Sangha is sharing. And also, what you can do is you can continue even after I'm gone if you like. Very beautiful. I'm very happy to hear all of you. And I was sensing some fear that, oh, I hope I'm not contradicting Ananta or something like this. Don't have any such fear like that. Just whatever's arising is completely fine. I'm not attached to the content of my words. All of these are just pointers which are pointing to the wordless, isn't it? So it doesn't matter which words are being used. It's just as long as it's coming to the core of what you are and pointing us to the reality of what we are, you don't have to have any concern like this. It's very good.
Yeah, that's what was arising here. It's like I don't want to. I can only express how it's seen here, but I don't want it to be in contradiction. You know.
Because ultimately it cannot be in contradiction.
No. No. No.
So all that is being pointed is the unlabelable. So all words can be used in service to that. But ultimately it is seen that there is nothing truly which can describe the truth of what we are. Therefore, all expressions are free to share in the way they see it, in the integrity of their direct experience. That is what is beautiful to me. I don't want to ever create replicas of myself. Just be really not serve the world, isn't it? The service is because you have had your own set of experiences and your own life has played out a certain way, and that must come in with full integrity in how you express, which is very beautiful to me.
It's such love, Father. Thank you.
Okay, I'm also going to run because my wife is waiting for me. So very happy birthday to everyone once again. Guruji, thank you so much for your ever-present grace and blessings upon all of us. Our heads are forever at your lotus feet. So much love, so much love. So all love and best wishes to the entire Muji Sangha family on this so auspicious, beautiful day of celebration. This entire world is celebrating the presence and the birth of the embodiment of the truth that is Mujiji. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, my loves. And all of you can continue. I know that some of you still are here and you haven't shared yet, so I'm good if you want to stay for some little time. Okay, my loves. I'll watch the recording, okay?
Maybe next week we do Thursday because Alva can't come up Friday.
But they were, in the US, they were saying that Thursdays become very difficult.
Yes.
So we just decided.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Does anyone else feel to share?
Hi, this is Kavita. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Kavita?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. uh, Sometime back, I had asked about family, how it works out, the sense of doership, that your family is there, you're responsible for them, etc., etc. Exactly the question that Father asked somebody. I had asked that question, and more and more it's becoming clear, attending the satsangs and contemplating that there's no one here. When you just look within and you just see, you can feel the space. You just know that you don't even exist in the way you see it. And then everything began to actually drop away. All those concerns and all those worries. Who do they belong to? So there's a sense of lightness that's coming over. Every time I think of my family or some issue that used to normally plague me or I worry about, or even anything the mind brings up, there's always this silence that you can go to, the silence of the heart. All I say to myself is, who am I? And that's it. And this whole space opens up where all these things dissolve. And what I found is that as I'm doing that, as Father had said, the power that's created the world and is looking after everything we'll also look after what we think is our so-called issues or whatever. And it's just flowing, it's just the family's flowing. My daughter is similarly in the same space. The things, she wrote me a letter. She studies in a school which is far away. And she says, Mom, I'm okay with whatever's happening. I'm okay if things go okay, and I'm okay if things are not okay. And so that was a big shift for her and I felt that as I was shifting and I had let go and I had surrendered it, I found her making that shift also. So it's, who am I? Is always the question that, and also knowing that I'm not the doer, it's becoming clear. And there's this silence that I can go to. And sometimes when things are overwhelming, a lot of emotions that come up, I just sit with them and I don't judge them. And this is stories and stories that I'm learning to just watch rather than, go head on with. So I thank the Sangha and I thank Satsangs. Because I always felt I had to do something to get there. I had to meditate, I had to say, serve everybody. So all that is yet happening, but so what? Even if it's happening. So what is already here. And it's I'm not really concerned now about what's going to happen or when it's going to happen and if it's going to happen. Just a surrender. That's happening more and more by itself. And so it's like a magic in the air. God, you know that the beloved is in charge. So, you just kind of let go. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything to say? I think not. It's like in the end, all that's left is silence. And in this silence, it pulls everything into itself. All concepts and all words, everything disappears and there's nothing left that needs to be said. And when we recognize that this silence is what we are, then everything else is just allowed to play out, and there's nothing to fight against existence anymore. And actually, nothing was ever really fighting against existence. Existence was always just completely pure and always like exactly the same as it is, just unfolded. And we just imagined that there was like some fight. Always, it's just been the same. And like sometimes people say, what is existence for? And I like to say it's just to be enjoyed. But actually, the only way really, truly that it can be enjoyed is when we're not believing that we're separate. And when we're not believing we're separate, then naturally it just is enjoyed. But to believe that we're something separate from existence, it can't actually truly be enjoyed at all. So today on Mujiji's birthday, when the whole of like existence is celebrating his existence, I wish that every part of existence will enjoy his presence. And that's the greatest gift that we can give to him, as he is the greatest gift that he's given to us. Thank you to all of the Sangha for sharing Satsang today. Sakuru Mujiji ki Jai. Sakuru Sri Ananta Ji ki Jai.